Hi everyone! Today I'm going to be filming a Wax Melt Empties video. I'm going to start with my Wax Melt Empties and then I'll go into a few non-wax empties at the end. And then basically my theme for this empties bin and probably the next few I'm going to film is kind of using up my leftover wax from all the different themes that I've done from the past few months of like wax melt challenges. So I have this like huge bin that I'm grabbing my wax from every day, trying to use up all my like almost empties or like half empties. So that's kind of what I'm doing here, at least right now. I might grab like new items every now and again because obviously it's fun to pull in new items, but my goal is to try to use up most of my half empties and kind of things that I've started but haven't finished. So let's just jump into the empties now. I think I'll start with the few clamshells that I have on top here. The first one is from the Bathing Garden and it's Old Salem Broom Co. So that's why I kind of wanted to explain at the beginning I'm just using up some items because I don't think I would have grabbed this time of year, but there were only like 2 cubes left. So I figured let me just pull it in and finish this off. This is Bright Cinnamon Bark, perfectly blended with cinnamon sugar. So it is a pretty like fall time scent is what I would say. It's cinnamon, so if you don't like that cinnamon broom, cinnamon bark scent, you probably wouldn't like this. I don't think it leans like red hot cinnamon at all. I really do think it's like cinnamon bark and cinnamon sugar. It's not that spicy, but it is very cinnamon heavy. I enjoyed it. I think I would have enjoyed it more had I finished it in the fall, but because there were just 2 random cubes left, I just finished it off. I thought the throw was pretty nice. I would say like a good medium throw. I just finished it off in my bathroom. So since the bathroom is a pretty small room, it did perform really wonderfully in there. I'd maybe pick it up next year. I enjoyed it while I warmed it, but I don't know if this is something I'd crave, so I'm not sure if I'd pick it up again, but performance-wise, it did pretty good. I have Haunted Library from Soul's Inspiration. This is Pipe Smoke and Old Books. This came in my fall mystery mega box that I picked up. Again, this one I did randomly because I think I had 1 or 2 cubes left and I was like, you know what, let me just use it up. And I'll stop saying that because again, that's kind of the theme of this empties bin. But yeah, this is not a scent that I would typically pick up, but because I got it in kind of a mystery box, I was like, well, you know what, let me give it a try. It performed really well. I think, let me smell it again. I think it's the pipe smoke that I'm getting the most, although I'm not really sure what Old Book smells like. This was a really strong performer. I just don't think it was for me. It was also really long lasting, but yeah, this isn't the kind of scent that I would repurchase or seek out, but it was kind of fun to switch up and try something new that I wouldn't normally gravitate towards. I did this in my husband's bathroom and it was strong. I mean, it leaked out of the bathroom into the kitchen a little bit. And then this is an L3 clamshell in rose. I got this in one of my mystery boxes that I ordered, like my very first order from L3. I like floral, but I don't think I love rose. I would say this is a very true rose. It wasn't powdery to me, but it was very strong on the rose scent. At first, when I got this in the mystery box, I did not like this scent. I kept thinking, should I destash it? Should I put it in like the round robin? Should I give it to a friend? But I'm like, you know what? Let me just give it a chance. The more I smelled it, the more I was kind of like, well, you know, I don't think I hate it as much as I like didn't like it at the beginning when I first smelled it. It's just weird. It's hard to explain. Like it wasn't overly powdery to me, but it also wasn't sweet. It wasn't perfumey to me. It was like a true earthy rose scent. Like if you were to get a bouquet of roses and smell it, like that's pretty much what it smelled like to me. It was really strong. It performed well. It's just not something that I would like rebuy, but I didn't mind it while I warmed it. All right, I have a few we just did clams. I have a few scoopables from L3. The first one is Deadpool. I've been working on this for a while. I pretty much just did this in my husband's bathroom just because it is kind of a masculine cologne-like scent. It says, smells like sweaty superhero smells like a sweaty superhero should. Vanilla patchouli and Abercrombie Fierce type. It was a beautiful, really nice scent, like masculine leaning scent. And I'm glad I have it in a small scoop because I would only do this in my husband's bathroom. It's not a scent that I would do anywhere else. I enjoyed it while I warmed it. It was super, super strong and long lasting, but I don't think I would repurchase this. This one is Delicate Cycle, Clean Lavender, Clean Cotton. This was really, really beautiful. I loved it. Again, super strong throw. I feel like it smells really heavily of the clean cotton on cold, but I really did get the lavender on warm as well. It was a beautiful blend of both the scent notes. I would consider purchasing this again. I thought it was super strong, really, really nice, and I enjoyed it a lot while I warmed it. Let's do this pile of melts in front of me. So these are kind of my like single melts from like one vendor, and that's all I melted this time around. The first one is Frosted Sugar Cookies from Candles from the Keeping Room. This was one of my samples, so it was just one kind of like cookie wax tart. I just wanted to try it out. This is my first Candles from the Keeping Room scent I ever tried out. I did this in my office on my little hot plate warmer that's sitting right on my desk while I worked throughout the day. And this did super, super well. Let me tell you, it really, really does come alive on warm. Carol's wax is really hard, like paraffin wax, I believe. And it doesn't, I mean, you can smell it on cold, but really it comes alive on warm because it is such a hard wax. And this was really good. I have a full-size bag of this scent, so I just thought I'd give the sample a try, and I'm so happy I do. And I would even maybe consider purchasing another bag of this scent in her future openings if I'm able to snag anything. I really enjoyed this. The one single melt filled up my whole office, and I really liked it. So I'm excited to warm more from Carol. I have one sugar melt by Stacy, Melt in Funfetti Cookie Bomb. I picked this up in the round robin that I participated in. This was interesting. So it says March pre-order, but I'm guessing it was from a year ago. It doesn't actually have a date, but that's what I'm guessing. So it was kind of interesting. It had an almost slight earthy undertone, like almost like a dirt smell. I don't know why when I warmed it. And it also could have been a possible chocolate note, but I'm not really sure because I feel like Funfetti, if I'm thinking of like Funfetti cake, that's usually vanilla with like sprinkles. But maybe the cookie bomb has some kind of chocolate note. And maybe that was coming out that I kind of thought at first, is this like a dirt earthy smell? Or maybe it was like a deeper chocolate note. I'm not really sure. It was kind of bakery, but there was just something I can't quite pinpoint that smelled the tiniest bit off in this particular blend. So I don't know. I'd say it was a solid like medium leaning strong throw. I didn't mind it, and I would have let it go until I couldn't smell it anymore, but my husband wanted me to turn it off. He said it smelled slightly chemically. I don't think it smelled like chemicals. Like I said, I did get a little bit of like a dirt kind of undertone with it, but I didn't think it smelled like chemicals or anything, but my husband didn't like it, so I ended up turning this off. So I don't know. If anyone has this scent, let me know what you think about it. That's my only sugar melts by Stacy. I haven't tried anything else. Like I said, I picked that up in the round robin. This is Salt Mountain Melts Daydreamer. This is the scent that made me realize I really, really like lavender and bakery as opposed to lavender and mint. This was super, super good, very strong, kind of a slight herbal leaning lavender to me with those sweet bakery notes. I loved this. This was really good. This is Zeep Santa Baby, so I just finished this off. Vanilla bean, creamy marshmallow, and pink sugar crystals. It was very light on cold, and it was also pretty light on warm. I don't know if there was too much creaminess from the creamy marshmallow and vanilla bean that kind of made the pink sugar get a little bit lost in the blend. It was a really, really cute, like, pink cupcake shape, but the scent, it was just a little bit too light. And I don't typically get the greatest performance from Zeep, so I probably wouldn't repurchase this one. This is Teddy Bees Christmas Trees and Cream. I only had like a few little chunks left, so I thought, let me just finish it off. This smelled heavier on the tree note than I remember when I first melted it, like in December or January. No, it had to have been probably December. In December when I first warmed it, when it was newer, I got a lot more of the bakery, like heavy buttercream scents. But like I said, this time around when I finished it off, I thought I got a little bit more of like the pine boughs scent. So maybe it does take just a little bit of a longer cure time, because I feel like it was a bit stronger this time around. This was like a medium throw. And again, Teddy Bees is typically light to medium throw for me, but usually it's like a long lasting scent. Like, it's never light enough where I feel like switching it out halfway through the day. I can usually let it go throughout the whole day and it'll still smell consistently like light to medium. So I don't know, but this was good, and I feel like it did smell stronger because it had sat in my collection a bit longer. My Teddy Bees order that I ordered from the past pre-order actually just shipped out, so I should have a Teddy Bees haul coming up soon. This is Lurid Apothecary Red, White, and Blue Snow Cone. I've been using this kind of periodically since I got it in the summer. It is a very strong powerhouse scent. You do get that fizzy note, and it's mainly like a lemon lime fizzy scent to me. I didn't get so much of the raspberry or blueberry. It's mainly that like lime and fizz note. Very long lasting, very strong, would leak out of like the bathroom if I did it in my bathroom warmers, super strong if I did it on the tea light. So if you like those kind of lemon limey fizz scents, this would be great for you. I enjoyed it while I warmed it, but I don't like need to stockpile a lot of lemon lime fizzy scents, but it performed really well. A few Broadway Wax. This one's Science Fiction, Cotton Candy, Saltwater Taffy, Black Cherries, and Gummy Bears. This one was a little bit on the lighter side for Broadway Wax for me. And even light, considering it's got like that cherry note, she usually has very strong powerhouse cherry notes, but this was a little bit of a light scent to me. I don't know if it's like the Cotton Candy, Saltwater Taffy, Gummy Bears, maybe that kind of like, maybe those are a little bit gentler scent notes. So I would consider this kind of a light throw. It was okay, nothing like particularly standoutish in my mind when I warmed it. And then this one is Damn It, Janet. So this was from it was from a monthly like mystery Broadway Wax sub box. It was a huge wax melt like lip shape from the Rocky Horror Picture Show theme. But I was kind of disappointed in this one. I would have thought this would have been my favorite from the box. Pink Sugar, Sugared Strawberries, and Vanilla Bean Noel. But it was just super, super light, and it was so much wax. It took me forever to go through, and I just didn't smell it a whole lot. Maybe like the slightest bit pink sugar, but pretty light for Broadway Wax for me. A few Columbia Candle Supply. I don't have too much Columbia Candle Supply left in my collection. It always performs really well for me, but it's just, I have so much other vendors that I like a little bit more that I haven't repurchased from Columbia Candle Supply in a while. But she does have really pretty wax. Her bags come with these like kind of resealable like sticky bags, so they're not my favorite like for long-term storage. So sometimes I end up putting them in polypro bags. This first one is Land's End. Baja, cactus blossom, citrus, sea salt, cardamom, fresh grass, ozone, plum, amber, dark musk. So a lot of scents going on in here, but it was very beautiful. I really enjoyed this scent. It was like a medium scent throw. Like I said, I enjoy all my Columbia candle supply while I warm, but I just don't think it's gonna be one that I'm gonna probably repurchase. This one is Hibiscus Guava Fresca. This one was good, a little bit on the light end. I did this in my bedroom, so maybe it got a little lost in there. Sometimes scent throw isn't the greatest in there, even with vendors that I feel like usually I get really good scent throw. I feel like our bedroom just doesn't do well for some reason, but it was all right. Not like a favorite or anything. And this one is Hibiscus Guava Fruit Loop, so kind of similar to the other blend, mainly Fruit Loop heavy, a pretty good performer, pretty strong, but Fruit Loops is always strong. I didn't get much Hibiscus Guava. It was definitely Fruit Loop heavy. This one is Strawberry Guava. So they're all kind of like similar notes that I melted here. This one was kind of a tart strawberry, very bright and fruity, kind of like an artificial candy scent. I really enjoyed this and I thought this was long lasting. And then we have a few Bodies Harmony. So I'm trying to kind of finish up some of my Winter Wonderland Advent that I got from them. This one was Leave a Little Sparkle Wherever You Go, Champagne Pear, very strong, very bright pear scent. I think that champagne probably added a little bit more like sweetness to the blend. I'm fairly positive I have this scent in a scoopable form from them as well. Very strong throw. This lasted like 2+ days in the warmer in my bathroom. This is Cozy Cottage Celtic Moon Spice. This was good. It was kind of like baking spices, a little bit cinnamony when I warmed it. I enjoyed it. Kind of a little bit weird for a bathroom scent, but I did this in the bathroom just because it was, you know, like 2 little pieces or something like that. It was like a medium throw and long lasting. I liked it. I just think more of a fall scent, and probably if I had a bigger quantity, I wouldn't have done it in the bathroom. This is Glistening Snow, Snowflake, Cashmere, Buttercream, Sugar Cookie. This one was a pretty light scent. To be honest, I didn't really notice it too much. I think all of these Bodies Harmony I did in the bathroom, and I just didn't, I don't know, it was nothing like standoutish in my mind. This one's The Snuggle Is Real, Buttermint, Lavender, Twisted Peppermint, Pink Sugar, a really good bedroom scent. Again though, a little bit on the lighter end, but it was pretty small pieces if I can remember correctly. And like I said, my bedroom is not always the greatest for scent throw. I don't know why, but scents don't always do the best in there. My bedroom is always like colder than any other room in our apartment, and the office is always warmer than any other room. So I feel like that's why the office always throws really well. The bedroom always does like meh. But anyway, so this was okay. And then this is Breathing in Snowflakes, Sugar Plum and Mac Apple. This was heavy on the Mac Apple, but kind of leaning like a candied apple or like a winter candy apple. Maybe the sugar plum was adding like extra sweetness. This was really strong and long lasting. And then the last one I did was not from the Winter Wonderland Advent. This was just from some RTS I participated in. And this is Holiday Cheermeister. This was Wild Berry Mousse, Fresh Baked Bread, and Pretzels. This was really good. Heavy on the pretzel and a bit of bread. I didn't notice or detect any like wild berry mousse scent. So if you like that bready, yeasty, kind of pretzel-y scent, you'd really like this. This was like a medium throw. I enjoyed it. Every once in a while, I do enjoy these kind of bready, not as sweet scents, but also I wouldn't mind mixing this with something sweeter. But it was just like, I think it was like 2 kind of medium-sized melts, so I cut them in half, so it was 4 pieces. That was perfectly able to, I was perfectly able to spread this out throughout my warmers in my office. Okay, so now let's move on to, okay, let's do this. So I have a handful of That Smell Good Shop, and it looks like these are all actually their 12 cube bags. So the first one is Freddy Krueger Coffee Butterscotch Vanilla Cream. This was really good. I like butterscotch and butter brickle. I kind of have been discovering. This was really like a decadent scent on warm, and it was really strong. This is Pink Ballerina, Raspberries and Sugar Crystals. This was nice, a super sweet scent, almost cotton candy sweetness. I enjoyed it while I warmed it. This was like a medium throw, maybe leaning strong. I enjoyed it, but I don't know if I'd like jump to repurchase it. This is Strawberry Pound Cake. It was okay. Again, I enjoyed it while I warmed it, and I burned my Bath & Body Works Strawberry Pound Cake candle while I warmed this. But I don't think it was like a Bath & Body Works dupe exactly. It wasn't like my favorite Strawberry Pound Cake blend. There are other blends from other vendors that I prefer a bit more. This was like a medium throw, but probably nothing I would like jump to repurchase. And then this is Zucchini Brickell. This was my favorite of the That Smell Good shop melts that I warmed these past couple weeks. This is in 2 bags because it did come a little ripped in the mail, so I had to repackage it. This was so good, so strong. I actually did this morning, and it's still going strong. The Butter Brickell is such a rich, decadent scent. I just really love it. And this is so strong. I had the windows open a little bit this morning while we were cleaning, and like the dogs were going out on the deck a little bit, and it was still a powerhouse scent with the windows open. This was really good. This is gonna make me kind of search a little bit more for like Butter Brickell blends in the future. Really enjoyed that. And then a few Souls inspiration. The first one is Chillin' in the Cabana Lavender Vanilla Coconut Cream Pie. This was a pretty light performer, pretty light on cold, and that kind of transferred on warm. It was still kind of light, didn't really smell too much. This is Meet Me by the Sea. Oh my gosh, this was beautiful. Love Spell mixed with these other notes was absolutely perfect. This was long lasting and like a medium leaning strong throw. This was so pretty. I would definitely look to get more Love Spell blends in the future. And then similar to that other one, this is Under the Boardwalk, which is another Love Spell blend. Again, so beautiful, mainly Love Spell, and the Boardwalk Mellow Cloud didn't like tone it down at all. The Love Spell was very strong, long lasting, really beautiful. This is Warm Sugar Cookies. I actually just saw Angela for the Love of Scents talk about this, and I think she said that this was like a Scentsy sugar cookie dupe. I'm not positive. I hope I'm remembering that correctly. This was really good. To me, it was like nothing like too special. I enjoyed it while I warmed it, but I like other, like I really love L3 Sugar Cookie Royale scent a lot. This was good, and it was nice on its own, and it was nice as a blender, but like nothing I would jump to repurchase, but I enjoyed it while I warmed it. And then this is Jammies Lavender Laundry Day and Gain Type. This was really pretty, very strong, really strong on a tea light. I would say like, I don't know, I would say definitely a strong performer. It was a nice lavender scent, and I don't think it was overly laundry. I just thought it was beautiful, a nice, clean, relaxing scent. We have some Sassy Girl Aroma blends. This first one is Season's Greetings, Peppermint, Vanilla, and Fresh Baked Cookies. This was good. I think I've mentioned in some of my videos now that I'm a little over the mint blends at the moment, so I feel like because of that it was okay, but maybe next winter I would repurchase because I'm going to be more into the mint scents come winter time. But now that it's like coming into spring, I just don't feel as excited to warm mint scents. So I feel like my opinion could always change, but at the moment, like this was just okay to me just because I'm not like super into the mint scents right now, but it was a good performer, medium to strong. This is IHOP, one of her really popular blends. I would say this was very strong on the Pumpkin Pecan Waffle. I didn't really get any coffee in this blend. It was mainly like the syrupy brown sugar caramel pumpkin pecan waffle decadence. It was so good, medium to strong throw. I already have this in a loaf, but if I didn't, I would definitely jump to repurchase this again. This was No Brainer Strawberry Pound Cake Vanilla Bean Noel Marshmallow Cookie. This was okay, not my favorite strawberry pound cake blend. I enjoyed it while I warmed it. It was like a medium to strong scent throw, but there was just something a little bit off in this blend to me. I'm not sure why. I feel like maybe it was like the Vanilla Bean Noel adding a little bit of like a perfumey body care note to a bakery scent, and there was something that just was a little bit off, but it was okay and I enjoyed it while I warmed it. I just probably wouldn't repurchase this one. And then this one is Starbucks Coffee. This was definitely the most bitter coffee scent that I've ever warmed in a blend. There was not a whole lot of like sweet or creaminess to this blend. Even though it says a hint of buttery caramel and a splash of whipped cream, it really just came off as a strong bitter coffee scent to me. And I really prefer those coffee blends that are heavy on the bakery as well, like the Pharmacist Daughter coffee blends, or I like the L3 coffee blends as well, and some Rose Girls coffee blends. This one was just okay. It was a little funky on cold, a little bit of that kind of like skunky coffee scent on cold. It was better on warm, but like I said, pretty bitter and probably not a repurchase from me. But if you like more of a bitter coffee as opposed to overly sweet bakery coffee, you might like this one. And this was like a strong, like medium leaning strong throw. I have some Rose Girls blends. Oh, did I do some Broadway Wax? I guess I forgot some Broadway Wax. So let me just go through these first. This one's Casper Sweet Friends. This was really, really nice. This is probably the best grape scent that I've done so far. It smelled like kind of like a high chew grape, very sweet and sugary grape, not tart, like not a tart grape or like a mulled deep grape. It was a very sugary, sweet candy grape. I really enjoyed this. This was like a medium to strong throw. This is Summer Shenanigans. This was a very, very good, nice, creamy Fruit Loop scent, very strong. And then this is Trickin and Treatin. This was a good, like, kind of lemon limey fizzy pop scent in my opinion. I feel like that fizzy soda came out the strongest for sure, with like just a little bit extra sugary sweetness to it. I enjoyed it while I warmed it. It was really strong, but it just wasn't like a favorite. I probably wouldn't jump to repurchase that. Okay, I think that's all the Broadway Wax now. Now we'll go on to Rose Girls. I did both of these together. So the first one was Sunset in July and Kool-Aid, and the next one was Escape to Wonderland. Orange sherbet, pineapple, raspberry sauce, and vanilla ice cream. This Escape to Neverland I grabbed from the Round Robin. I did these together because the Sunset in July plus Kool-Aid to me came off very strong, like fruit punch vibes. I don't mind strong fruit punch, but it's not like a favorite. I wouldn't jump to warm something like this. So I melted it with this other fruity blend because this to me smelled very strong on the pineapple. So I thought it would kind of mellow down the Fruit Loop scent. Sorry, not Fruit Loop, Fruit Punch scent, which it did. These two mesh very well together. And I feel like having these both together in the warmers, they were both strong performers. A really good bright fruity scent. I enjoyed this while I warmed it, both the combination of these two, but I don't think it's something that I would like, I need a whole bunch of these kind of scents in my collection, but I did enjoy it while I warmed them, and they both performed really great. This one is Sicilian Lemon Nilla Noel Cookies. This was very, very nice. A really nice sweet lemon bakery, not a tart lemon, not tart. It didn't like pucker, you know, it didn't make you kind of like pucker your mouth when you warmed it. It was just a very sweet lemon bakery. Kind of a gentle scent, not like a powerhouse, but like a good like medium, like light medium scent. But I liked it to like so much so that I would consider repurchasing this if I saw this in an upcoming like RTS or pre-sale. I thought it was really pretty. This is also one of those scents that kind of made me realize, you know what, I think I do like lemon bakery. I think I'm warming up to that. And then the last Rose Girls is Mandarin Plum. Again, I picked this up in the Round Robin box. This was really, really strong. It almost kind of reminded me of like a cranberry juice a little bit on warm. I don't know why, but that's kind of what came to mind when I was warming this. It was really strong to the point where like it kind of gave me a little bit of a headache after a few hours of warming it, but I did really enjoy this. It might have been the day I warmed this though, working from home. I feel like I was staring at the computer a lot this day, and I just like, I don't know, I feel like it was a combination of just like staring at the computer too, and this being like super, super strong. I had gotten a little bit of a headache. So I don't know if it was purely like this blend. It might have just like honestly been me that day being a little bit like off, but I mean, it was a strong performer, a powerhouse. So Rose Girls typically does pretty well for me. I hope it's not getting too dark. It is getting pretty dark out, even though it's only 1:40 in the afternoon, but it's just like a really cloudy day. But it's a Wax Melt Empties video, so there's nothing too much that I hope like I would need like good lighting for. It's all just empty bags anyway. So the next vendor I'm going to talk about is the Pharmacist's Daughter. Again, another vendor that does really well for me. This one is Peppermint Dream. I've already talked about this. I've had a few bags of Peppermint Dream. It's a really nice, sweet, creamy mint blend. A really good performer, and I enjoyed it while I warmed it. Again, not something I would repurchase at the moment because we're getting into spring and summer, but maybe next winter. This one is Dewdrop. This was like a little snowflake shape. I think some of these I melted because I did the Tetris week, and a lot of the Pharmacist's Daughter shapes are kind of like, you know, they're really cute, but sometimes kind of awkward to store. So I did them in my Tetris week. I had a sample of this and really enjoyed it. This one was very like creamy, almost bakery-like to me. I'm not sure why, maybe like the cotton candy, sugar plum, I don't know. But it was really good. There was like a nice sweetness in the air. When I did this sample of this in my bathroom, I feel like it performed really well. When I did this in my office, so like a little bit of a bigger room, I feel like it was like a tiny bit more on the lighter side. I enjoyed it while I warmed it. But I feel like it wasn't as long lasting as some of the Pharmacist's Daughter blends. Like I was definitely ready to change this out like halfway throughout the day. But it is a really pretty scent. I've seen this in a few other of their RTS or pre-orders that they've had recently, and I haven't picked it up just because like the performance wasn't like anything outstanding in my office, and I still have another snowflake shape of this. But it was a really pretty scent on cold. This one's King Cake, really, really nice. I loved this. Super, super strong, definitely heavy on the bakery. It has coffee house in it. I didn't really pinpoint their coffee house super, super strongly. And to me, their coffee house bakery blends are usually more bakery heavy than coffee. So if you like super strong coffee, you might not love the Pharmacist's Daughter coffee blends, because to me, the bakery much outweighs the coffee in them, but I like that because I'm a bakery girl. And this was like a good medium throw. I think I have another one of those in my collection, and I would definitely repurchase it. This is Blue Shoe. So it's like a fruity, blue raspberry slushy, blue cotton candy, lemonade, cranberry scent. To me, I got like that blue raspberry slushy and the lemonade sweetness. It was like a medium to strong throw. I enjoyed it while I warmed it, but it's not something I would jump to repurchase. This one's Folly Beach, Salty Sea Air, Avo Bath, and Cotton Candy. I definitely got the Salty Sea Air and Avo Bath the strongest. The Avo Bath was a little bit lighter. Surprisingly, I smelled the Salty Sea Air way stronger in this blend, which usually when Avo Bath is in a blend, that's the powerhouse scent. But the Salty Sea Air was really strong in this blend. So if you don't like Salty Sea Air, maybe stray away from this one. This was like a medium to strong throw. And then the last one I did was one of their mini loaves in All Is Bright, which I think I have another one in my collection. This was Frosted Cranberry, Avo Bath, and Olive Branch. So this is one of the Avo Bath blends that to me, all I smelled pretty much was Avo Bath, with a little bit of like a bath bomb kind of scent. Like it did remind me of Lush. I definitely got like zero cranberry. This was a very strong throw, very strong performer. Okay, I have a lot of vintage chic scents, And again, I think I have a lot because I did a lot of vintage chic in my Tetris week, because she has a lot of shapes kind of similar to the Pharmacist's Daughter. Really, really cute, but somewhat awkward to store. And then also I just had some cut at the time, so I think I'm just kind of using some up as well. This is Central Park Snow Globe Peppermint Cream Noel. This was a nice, strong peppermint scent. I don't feel like the Cream Noel gentled the peppermint down at all. It was a really strong mint scent, medium to strong throw. This one's Jackie O's Powdered Donuts. She has Jackie O blends a lot in her bakery blends. This smelled really light on cold, so I decided to use this one as a blender. So I can't give a direct like thoughts on warm, because I kind of just use this as a background blender because I kind of figured it'd be a little bit light on warm. It's probably not something I would like jump to repurchase myself. I think I got this in a mystery box. I believe that's why I got this one. Okay, so I did Christmas tree ice cream again. I think I've done it like twice at this point, and each time it really didn't smell much. Again, I just assumed I wasn't gonna smell it much, so I warmed it with a mix with Randy's Donuts. I mixed these two together. I got a faint bakery note, and I think it was because of the Randy's Donuts, and I'm just assuming that because I've done Christmas tree ice cream on its own before and I don't really smell it too much. Both of these I probably wouldn't repurchase again. Randy's Donuts I got in the mystery bakery box. Christmas tree ice cream, I just wouldn't get this again, and I probably wouldn't get it in blends again either, because I kind of feel like it just tones down anything that it's blended with. So I don't know, not my favorite, but in general I do really like Vintage Chic scents bakery blends, but more her like zucchini bread blends I prefer than like, you know, the super heavy vanilla blends. This one is Tara Will Never Go Hungry Again. This was so good. Zucchini bread heavy to me, and I did get a little bit of that wild berry mousse. I thought it was really, really pretty. This was a great bakery blend, super, super strong, and I'm excited to blend my Blossom Bar that I have Tara Will Never Go Hungry and Strawberry Fields Forever. This was so good. I would get this again. This is Silent Night Medley Fresh Snow Flannel Sheets and Sweater Weather. It was definitely strong, like a powerhouse scent. It to me just smelled like laundry. So would that be the flannel sheets? It smelled really strong of laundry, almost like laundry dryer sheet vibes to me. I really enjoyed it. I'm not picky with my laundry blends. I like almost all of them, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, this was like a powerhouse. Definitely didn't get sweater weather. Fresh Snow from other vendors, to me, Fresh Snow usually comes off as a little bit of a tree note, but all I got was laundry. I really enjoyed this. This leaked out of my office into the living room area so, so strong. This was Womanizer. I picked this up from the Round Robin again. So this was like a sun and sand, kind of like, to me, kind of sunscreen type of a scent. It was nice on cold, but it was like pretty light on warm. I smelled it a little bit in the bathroom warmer as I got closer to it, but the throw wasn't like super strong. Probably wouldn't repurchase this. This is Saturday Evening Post Zucchini Bread and Vanilla Bean Noel. Very nice. Like I said, her zucchini bread bakery blends are really strong powerhouse scents. A very nice creamy zucchini bread. I really enjoyed this. This was Christmas Tree Cakes Buttermint Ice Cream. This was her Chantilly Shatter bakery bag. To me, this was light on warm. I faintly smelled the buttermint, but I really kind of think that Christmas tree ice cream cake scent kind of like, I don't know if watered down is the right word, but it just like really toned down the buttermint. And I just think I wouldn't repurchase any Christmas tree ice cream blends again in the future. They're just like not my favorite. I just don't smell them much at all personally. This is Parlor Magic. This is berry creme brulee and zucchini bread donut. So good. This reminded me a lot of the Tara Will Never Go Hungry scent. I loved this. This was so good. I would definitely repurchase this. Super strong throw. This is Rosemary's Baby. This was like 2 of her ghost shapes. This was pretty, and it was super, super strong smelling on cold, but oddly enough, I feel like this was pretty light on warm. When I smelled it close to the tea light warmer, it was super strong. Like, I got that like kind of burn like in my nose because of the mint scent. But when I stepped away from the warmer, like a few inches away, I didn't really smell it much, like as much. I don't know why. So the scent throw wasn't great on this one for me personally. But yeah, it was okay. Probably nothing I would like repurchase. This is Snooky, I think. I don't know why it has 3 O's, but I think it's Snooky. This was super nice. Really, really great creamy strawberry pound cake blend. And I don't think the Boardwalk Marshmallow Cloud like toned it down at all. I didn't really smell Boardwalk Marshmallow Cloud. I pretty much just smelled strawberry pound cake and I loved it. This was like a medium to strong throw. I also warmed this while I'm burning my Bath & Body Works strawberry pound cake candle. It was great. I also warmed it while I didn't burn the Bath & Body Works candle. Still a powerhouse scent. So it's not like I was just smelling the candle or anything. Like, that did great. That performed really well. And then I had a loaf of Christmas Tree Cakes ice cream and strawberry pound cake. I didn't warm all of this on my own. I'm actually doing a wax swap with one of my friends that I'm in the wax world. And so I actually just had half a loaf of this. It was fine. I liked the strawberry pound cake. I smelled it, but I just feel like, again, sorry to be repetitive, but I don't think I'd purchase the Christmas tree ice cream cake blends again. I just feel like they kind of tone down anything it's blended with. But it was okay. I just wouldn't repurchase this one. Then we have a bundle of L3. So the first couple I think are puppy packs. This one's Blue Hawaiian Watermelon Fizzy Soda. And then this one is Yellow Ranger, which is lemonade, cherry, limeade, and fizzy soda. So I actually did both these puppy packs together in my living room area, just because they're both fruity fizzy scents. I enjoy these every once in a while, but they're not something that I get like loaves in or anything. But they were both really, really nice. I enjoyed them on warm. The Yellow Ranger, I feel like, was not as much of a powerhouse as I thought it would be. Like, they were good and strong, but considering they're like fizzy, fruity notes, I thought they'd be like blow me out of the house. They were really good. I would say they were both like a medium leaning strong, but I just thought I was gonna be like, need to open the windows, but they were both really good performers. This one smelled a little bit more like chapsticky on cold, and I'm assuming that's because of the watermelon, but I like that watermelon chapsticky scent. They were both really good. They did really well. I enjoyed it while I warmed them. This is Diet Starts Monday, Cotton Candy Frosting, Sugar Cookie Royale, Santa's on Keto, Sugared Shortbread. A lot of these L3 super decadent bakery blends, to me, don't smell like anything crazy on cold. In fact, usually I barely smell them on cold, but I'm usually always super impressed with them on warm. And this one is one of those that I was like, I love this on warm. I love Santa's on Keto. And so I think I really love this blend because of that. I would totally get this again if I saw Diet Starts Monday in an RTS or pre-sale. It was really, really strong while I warmed it. Not super long lasting, but really, really good when I could smell it. This is Sword of Damocles, I believe. Buttermint, Vanilla Bean, Noel, Strawberries, and Cream. This was a good mint scent, a creamy mint, but I got no strawberries. It just pretty much smelled like a creamy mint to me. This was like a medium throw. This is Strawberry Pound Cake White Elephant Exchange. This was really, really good. I love L3 Strawberry Pound Cake blends. To me, it pretty much just smelled like strawberry pound cake. Good medium to strong throw. This is Full Metal Alchemist Salty Sea Air and Stainless Steel. This was a nice kind of like clean masculine type of scent to me. I think the Stainless Steel is a little bit of that masculine leaning scent. And then the Salty Sea Air added kind of a nice clean freshness to the blend. This was good. I got this one, I believe, in my mystery bag that I got in the summertime. So it's not something I think I would like jump to repurchase, but I enjoyed it while I warmed it. This was a Bitty Betty in Boardwalk Mallow Clouds Ice Cream Party Clothespins. This was fine. It smelled a little bit powdery, like I think it's maybe the clothespins blend. And I think the clothespins was the strongest note in here. This was okay, not a love, but it was a really strong throw and actually pretty long lasting. Coffee Bean Brown Sugar Cheesecake Sugar Cookies, very strong. Strong on the coffee with some bakery mixed in the background, but actually this one was a strong coffee scent. I really enjoyed this. I feel like, I mean, you can see repeat blends of L3, but sometimes it's more that you get a variation. Like I might get a coffee bean brown sugar sugar cookie, but maybe it doesn't have cheesecake. Like I'll get some kind of variation of this again in the future. I really enjoyed this. This is Expecto Patronum Whitewoods Peppermint. My husband really loved this blend. The peppermint was strong, but you definitely do get like a tree note, or like to me it's more like of an earthy note that the Whitewoods comes out as. I don't really like the tree notes, but I didn't mind it in this because I feel like the peppermint was the strongest. My husband really enjoyed this scent, so maybe I would rebuy this because he really liked this, but if I did rebuy it, it would be in small quantities. This was like a medium to strong throw. This is Cinnamon Sugar Donuts Espresso Fresh Baked Bread. Very cinnamon sugar heavy on cold, but not as strong on the cinnamon on warm. I thought that this would be like a really strong powerhouse cinnamon scent because of how strong the cinnamon scent smelled on cold, but it wasn't that bad on warm, and it wasn't like a spicy cinnamon. It was definitely like a cinnamon sugar. This was really good. I enjoyed it while I warmed this. This was like a medium throw. We have Lavender Sweet Cream. The sweet cream definitely came off as like a sour milk scent on cold. That happens to me with milk scents usually, but they usually don't come across like sour milk to me when I warm it. I've said this before, but they're kind of like coffee blends where they can smell a little funky on cold, but I usually end up enjoying them a lot on warm. This particular one though, however, was just okay. I liked it, but I feel like I'd prefer lavender with other heavy bakery scents than just a sweet cream. Or maybe if this was lavender and sugar milk, I would like it more, but it was a pretty like, it wasn't a sweet blend at all. The lavender to me was probably herbal leaning, and the sweet cream to me didn't really add a sweetness to the blend. So it was okay, but it was like a medium throw. This is Watermelon Jolly Rancher. This was really good. A little bit chapsticky of a watermelon scent, not super candy sweet. This was good. This was like a medium throw, something that I would maybe consider repurchasing because I do like watermelon blends every now and again, and I feel like a Trig Tart is a perfect amount of it. This is Pink Lilac Willow Vanilla Aqua Verbena. I warmed this while I was doing a fresh cut lilac candle from Bath & Body Works. To me, it was definitely heavy on the lilac floral, so I think it's the Pink Lilac Willow maybe is the scent note. I enjoyed it a lot. I think the lilac scent was really pretty and such a pretty springtime scent. This was very strong. My husband said he smelled this when he walked out of the elevator onto our floor, which our elevator is like completely on the opposite side of the floor from us, so this was a powerhouse. This was a Matrix Melt in Vanilla Satin Cashmere Cedar Don't Cross Streams. This took me forever to finish because I just didn't love this. Like, it was never something that I would purposely try to reach for. It was super light on cold, and honestly her Matrix melts for some reason for me don't perform the best, and I don't know why, because it's just the way that it's poured into a Matrix Melt. Like, it's not like she's using a different ratio of scent oils, I'm sure, but I feel like her Matrix Melts I don't get the best performance out of. This was very light on cold and pretty light on warm as well. Some slight body care notes. I don't think I like cashmere cedar though. Like I think cashmere cedar, like cashmere would add a little bit of a body care note, but the cedar still adds a little bit of a tree, earthy, woodsy note to me. So it's not my favorite. This is one that I purchased, like, did I put a date? No. But this has to be one of my first purchases with L3 when I was just trying to figure out like what I liked and disliked, because today I would never purchase this kind of a scent. I don't even know why I purchased it, to be honest. But scent preferences and everything like that changes, and when you first dive into the wax world, like I feel like you buy like a whole bunch of random stuff and then you kind of start figuring out, okay, this is what I like, this is what I don't like. Then I have a few loafs from L3. This one is Sleepy Hollow. My goodness, this was spicy. Based off of the scent notes, you'd think it would be much more bakery heavy. Vanilla pound cake, pumpkin cream filling, and cream cheese frosting, but no. L3's pumpkin is very spicy to me. It's not sweet at all. All I got was like baking spices. To me, it was like, and it wasn't like a sweet baking spice. I don't know if this is the exact note, but it was like a nutmeg or something like that, where it was like a super heavy, spicy bakery note. There was no sweetness at all to this blend. If you wanted it to be a bakery blend, you needed to blend this with bakery notes. I actually ended up really liking this when I blended it with bakery notes, but this is nothing I would ever warm by itself because it was just way too spicy for me. But blending it with like zucchini bread, sugar cookie royale, like different bakeries like that, I loved it. So it was great as a blender, but I wouldn't repurchase like big quantities of like this again on its own. But maybe, you know, a pumpkin scent again from L3 in the future for like a blender. This is strawberry jam, zucchini bread, pumpkin, no, oh my gosh, pumpkin's on my mind now. Strawberry jam, zucchini bread, peanut butter. This is such a powerhouse scent. Any of her strawberry jam scents are powerhouses and super long lasting. This is strawberry jam heavy. Then I got a little bit of peanut butter. I can't say I smelled much zucchini bread. It was really strong on the strawberry jam, but I love L3 strawberry jam. I've never smelled any other strawberry jam from any other vendor like L3's. It is amazing. Like I said, powerhouse, so long lasting. I have already, as a backup, another blend of this. I don't think it's this exact scent, but I think it might be strawberry jam, peanut butter, zucchini bread. So it's like, it's the same thing. The scent notes are just rearranged, but I love this and I would continue to repurchase this or just any of her strawberry jam blends. And then the last one is Roasted Coffee White Elephant Exchange. Loved this. This is such a good blend. To me, it's like so much better on warm. Like a lot of coffee blends, I feel like they come off just much better on warm. This is so good. It almost comes off as kind of a caramely coffee to me. I don't know if it's just because of those other bakery notes. Like it's brown sugar, vanilla wafer, vanilla cookies. So maybe that brown sugar and vanilla is meshing together and to me kind of smelling like a caramel coffee. But I'd totally repurchase this again if I saw it. And I would repurchase this in like a loaf size quantity because I liked it that much. So that was all my wax melt empties that I have here to share with you guys today. Now I just have a few non-wax empties that I'll finish up with. This first one is this scent circle from Scentsy in Silver Bells. I get these from my Scentsy consultant Hannah here on YouTube. She'll send me these every once in a while in like Happy Mail, so it's always really fun because then I just switch out the scent circles in our car. The scent circles are really strong for like, I'd say like 2 to like 5 days, and then usually I don't smell it too much. It smells really, really good on cold. Like, why am I saying on cold? It smells really good. Like, I can even still smell it now. It smells kind of body care like, but it's just like throw wise, I don't smell it anymore. I leave these in the car way longer than I can even smell the scent just because I'm like lazy and forget to take it out. I think I had this in the car for a few months, but like I said, they kind of only like last a few days. When I first opened this, if I remember correctly, it had a little bit of a mint scent to it as well. But now it kind of just comes off as like a creamy kind of body care-ish scent to me. So yeah, that was Silver Bells. I have a Ultimate Hydration Body Cream in Twisted Peppermint. This is just a staple scent that I like to pick up in the winter. I pretty much just use this on my feet. So before I put on socks for the day, or I put this on my feet before I lay down for bedtime. It does give this like chilling sensation on your body. I don't love the feeling on my body, which is why I just use this on my feet, but I love the feeling on my feet. And then this is the fragrance notes, but they come out with this, I think, pretty much every winter time. So really like that. This has been a repurchase like many times throughout the years. 2 foaming hand soaps. The first one is Pumpkin Cupcake. I picked this up in the fall and just finished this one up. Honestly, this isn't memorable and I didn't really smell it too much when I actually used it. I probably wouldn't jump to repurchase this, but I'm never really too concerned with hand soaps. As long as they do the job and they foam and clean my hands, I'm good. But like scent wise, this wasn't anything like standout-ish. And then this is Sweater Weather, just a nice staple fall winter kind of scent. This was really good. Enjoyed it while I used it. And then 2 single wick candles. This first one is Pumpkin Pecan Waffles. There's still some wax at the bottom, but they did burn themselves out. I don't know if you can see the little like metal part. This was a powerhouse scent. And I was shocked because it was a single wick candle. A lot of times I hear that like these aren't the best performers because they're small. But this was so good. And it smelled like way more nutty to me. Like the pecans or something came out way stronger than they do in Vendor Wax to me. Like I feel like this smelled very nutty, a little different than I'm used to. To be honest, I think I prefer the Vendor Wax Pumpkin Pecan Waffles, or maybe that's just because Vendor Wax, I always have it mixed usually as a pumpkin pecan waffle blend. I don't know if I've had a Vendor pumpkin pecan waffle scent on its own yet, but maybe I should try that out and see if it's kind of that nuttiness too. But this was really good. I would definitely repurchase a pumpkin pecan waffle candle from Bath & Body Works in the future. Strawberry pound cake. So I just hauled a 3-wick strawberry pound cake candle and I'm about halfway done burning that one. And I have to say, I thought that one would perform better. I thought that this one, because it was a single wick candle, was the reason it smelled kind of not the greatest. This one again kind of burned itself out. But I don't know, strawberry pound cake does not perform well for me. Like I love how it smells the first time you burn it and how it smells like when you're in the store. But after like the first or second burn, I feel like I don't get a great throw, and it comes off just a little bit more like a burning wick scent to me. It's not the best performer like the pumpkin pecan waffles is. I purchased it in the 3-wick candle thinking that that would perform like so much better, and I love how it smells, but I'm not super impressed with it so far. And this one was kind of reminding me of that Mary cookie where like towards the end there, like halfway through, maybe a little less than halfway through, it kind of just smelled like a burning wick to me. So I need to finish up my 3-wick candle to like really kind of formulate my thoughts, but I don't know if I would repurchase strawberry pound cake in candle form, but I do love it in body care. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about strawberry pound cake candle and how it performs for you guys. So that was the end of the Wax Melt Empties and some non-empties at the end here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!